Welcome to Spokane Talks Live. Kent Adams, your host. It's back into summer. It's summer, it's spring, it's fall, it's whatever. If you don't like the weather, wait 15 minutes. Isn't that what they say on TV? I think that's what they say. Hey, we're going to talk about June in Spokane. Oh, it is the 7th with one of our favorite people, Spokane. Following that, we're going to talk specifically about downtown Spokane with the Downtown Spokane Partnership. And then we're going to do a little segment on the impact of government regulations on business. And it does make an impact, not necessarily good impact. Then we'll talk with Pia Hallenberg, who does This Week with Pia Hallenberg. She'll talk about the Valley Council and other things going on. And we'll top off the program at the end with Leadership Spokane, next on Spokane Talks Live.
For the Inland Northwest most comprehensive
Spokane Talks
Think
Live
Council
is produced.
Well, welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. Still 85 degrees outside. Beautiful weather as reported here by Kate Hudson, right? Yes. Now, you're Spokane's Kate Hudson, right?
I am Spokane's Kate Hudson.
Not quite as rich as that other one.
No.
Okay. Hey, good to have you back. And you sent me an email the other day, and you apparently pulled out the short straw, and you're stuck coming over here once a month, aren't you?
You are all stuck with me for the time being. Every month from here on out.
Okay.
You're getting Spokane's Kate Hudson.
All right. Great. Well, anyone that comes over has been great, and we appreciate. We're into the middle, not the middle, but we're finishing up the first week of June.
I know. Can you believe it?
I know, but here we are. What's going on in Spokane, Washington?
Well, we have a lot of stuff going on this month.
Yes.
And I picked out one thing that's actually happening tonight, but there are tickets still available.
Oh, okay. And what is that? My granddaughter's recital?
No, I cannot believe that you do not have tickets to this yet, Kent.
I have a granddaughter's recital to go to tonight. Now
it's probably going to be just as good.
Oh, okay.
We've got Def Leppard, Poison, and Tesla playing the Spokane Arena
Tesla's
tonight.
a car, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it was a band first.
Oh, okay. Well,
you could relive the 1980s.
Yeah, I don't remember much of the 1980s. I don't remember much of the 1880s.
I have a feeling Def Leppard doesn't remember much of the 80s either.
You're probably right.
You're all in the same boat.
Where can they get tickets? So there are some tickets left.
Yeah, just go online, Tickets West.
Okay, the normal place to get tickets in Spokane.
Usual place.
Okay.
Yep.
And then there's Elk Fest.
Yes.
Now, do you have to be an elk to come to this?
No, you can be yourself.
Oh, okay.
But this is at the Elk in Brown's Edition.
Okay,
They've been doing this for over a decade now. It's a big music festival.
Yeah.
And this one is free to get into, which is great. Family friendly as well. You just can't bring your kids into the beer garden, as usual.
Okay.
But just go, hang out in Brown's Edition for the weekend and listen to some great music.
And that's June 9th through 11th.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
all weekend.
This coming weekend.
Friday,
yes.
Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Should be a good time.
Okay. And then there's something going on at Riverfront Park on the 10th,
Yes,
which
we've
would
got
be Saturday.
This is Saturday. It starts at noon, the parade. It is Pride Parade and Rainbow Festival.
Okay.
And it is a celebration of diversity and acceptance in Spokane.
Okay.
I think you've probably already seen the clock tower lit up in rainbow colors.
And the first time the flag is up
Yes,
at City Hall.
this
so.
is amazing. This
Yeah.
was a big deal
Yeah.
for Spokane.
And a lot of people worked hard on that to get
They
that.
did,
Yeah.
and it's wonderful. And the parade will celebrate that, and there's going to be a culmination of fireworks
All right.
at Riverfront Park on Saturday night.
Okay,
so
not
it's
fireworks because people disagree with
No,
it.
oh no,
so-
this
yeah.
is a show, and you can hang out in Riverfront Park all day after the parade is over. They've got stuff for kids, face painting, music, all
right.
sorts of stuff going
And
on.
this is the good time of year for the park because it doesn't.
It is.
I don't care how warm it is; it's never
Right.
hot.
I know.
You know. So.
And well, this weekend the weather's a little iffy, so I hope it holds off for the parade
Okay,
at least.
Okay. Then there's this guy called Gordon Lightfoot.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
I've heard of. Okay.
He's been around for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, I've been around 50 years.
And you have a
Plus.
birthday tomorrow.
Yeah, I turned that 71 tomorrow.
Yeah, so you
Yeah.
probably
Yeah.
know Gordon Lightfoot's work.
Yes, I do. I
He'll
used
be-
to play it on the radio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, he will be here in Spokane, June 11th, Martin Woldson Theater at the Fox. You can go
Okay.
see him in concert.
Well, fun. That's great.
Yeah, I
That's,
think it would be
that's-
fun.
You know, we're bringing in some great artists.
We really
I mean,
are.
we have great artists here in Spokane.
Yeah.
But it's fun to see that little old Spokane
I know.
is bringing in some of the greatest.
I know, some big names at the comedy club. I mean, we've got lots of great acts
We've
coming in.
grown up, haven't we?
We really have, and we're continuing to grow, which has been so fun to watch.
Okay, now my friend and founder of North by Northwest, Rich Cowan, with Z Nation, has
Yep.
something going on. What is that about?
It is the summer exhibit at the Northwest Museum of Arts and
okay,
Culture. It has
okay.
replaced Titans of the Ice Age, and it is Z Nation. You can go and experience it at the museum all summer long. It runs through September. It
Can you
starts.
dress up to come in? And
Yeah, absolutely. Why
Okay.
not?
Yeah.
Dress up as a zombie.
And some of us don't have to put much makeup on, right? No, this is fun. And, you know, they're in their fourth year right now,
Yeah.
which is great when you
Yep.
think about, and Rich has come on many times, as I've pointed out. I don't know how many times I remember when they started 24 years ago. And in fact, had the pleasure of giving them their very first check to hire
Oh,
them. So that was
nice.
kind of fun. I wish it was an investment check instead of a buy check. But anyway, you know, they've got nearly 200 people pretty much on full-time staff doing that. That's a major impact for Spokane,
Mm-hmm. is.
Washington,
It
isn't it?
really
In terms
is.
of jobs. And these are
Jobs.
union jobs. They're
Yep.
good paying jobs with benefits and everything else.
Right.
Way to
And
go, Rich.
I know, and
staff.
it's exciting for the community too
It is.
to
it
see
is. Yeah,
the
'cause
finished
people
product.
are always talking about
Yeah.
it. You know, are you going to go try out for Z Nation and all
Yep.
that? Yeah.
Yep, and they were holding some auditions at the museum,
All fun.
which I thought was neat.
That's neat. That is
So yeah,
neat.
you can go and experience the whole thing and see it. I think they've got like a set up down in the
Good.
museum. So go wander around and
All right.
pretend to be a zombie.
Great. And that's going to runs through September
Yes,
10th.
so you have
Okay.
plenty of time to go see it.
All right, great.
Yeah.
What else is going on?
All right, let's flip the page. We've got Crave Northwest.
Yeah, what is that?
This is an inaugural event.
Okay.
Chef
That's
Adam
why I haven't heard
Hegstead.
of it. Okay.
Adam Hegstead, who owns the Wandering Table, Gilded
Yes.
Unicorn, he has spearheaded this, and it is going to be at Center Place Regional Event Center in Spokane
Okay.
Valley.
Okay.
And it sounds like it's going to be a phenomenal event. It's a food event. Beer, wine, mixologists are going to be there. We've got big names in the culinary industry.
Now, mixologist, is that
that's-
another name
that's
for a
hard liquor.
bartender?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You just fancy it up a little
Right.
bit, huh? Okay.
Making real
okay.
drinks, and that starts June 16th or 15th and
Okay.
runs through the 18th. So
Okay.
you can go and have little bites of things.
Well, my 50th anniversary is coming up on the 16th, so that works out
I
great.
think you should take
Yeah.
your wife.
Absolutely. Oh, I should take her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have a
Can you
mixologist
imagine
make her a
putting up
drink.
with me for 50 years?
She's gonna
Don't
be-
go there, okay?
Okay.
Let's keep this clean.
Okay.
All right. A bazaar. That's
Yeah.
a bizarre thing going on.
This
isn't it?
is put on by our friends at Terrain,
Okay.
who are now housed at the Washington Cracker Company.
Right, right.
They do fantastic things. It's
They're
a one,
doing something all the time
Oh,
down there.
they're great. They put on shows. They've got all sorts of stuff going on that are fantastic for the community. But Bazaar is June 17th at the Parkade Plaza.
Okay.
And it's a one-day show where people can just go and buy affordable art.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of times people think, oh, I can't afford
Yeah.
a nice piece of original art.
Right,
And
right.
Bazaar is aimed at changing that,
And let's face it,
everything
those-
is affordable.
Those shows with the 1995 artists, it's
Yeah.
printed stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it just really isn't like an original, which
Right.
is really important. I think we all need to have some original artwork in our homes, in our offices.
I do too. I bought some at Art Fest last weekend.
All right.
So
Well,
I was very
good.
proud of myself.
Okay, good. And then there's Alice
Yes.
Cooper.
If you don't want to do Def Leppard or Gordon Lightfoot,
There's Alice Cooper.
you can go to Alice Cooper at Northern Quest Resort and Casino on
Okay.
June 18th.
All right. Oh,
And
Lord.
it's the usual.
We do have a mix, don't we?
He has been making music since 1975.
Yes,
So,
yeah.
And everybody knows his stuff.
Yeah, no kidding.
So
okay. Well,
should be
that's
a fun
neat.
time. They've got some great concerts going
Now,
on.
they still have
this
tickets
summer.
and so
yes.
forth? Okay.
Yep, I checked and
Gosh, you do your homework too before
I did.
coming over,
I
don't
did
you?
because I don't want to sell a bad bill of goods here.
Yeah,
You
no,
know, we've got
okay.
it going on, and you can go and experience it. But Northern Quest has other good things going on all
Yeah.
summer long. They've got Willie Nelson, which is sold out, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Hank Williams Jr. I got all sorts
Yeah,
of stuff.
yeah, they
So-
do. They've got another good lineup.
Yeah.
They seem to have had a great lineup the last
Oh yeah,
few times.
and that facility at Northern Quest is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Now, I was driving by coming to the studio from the Valley and noticed that at the Bing Crosby Theater, there's Paula Poundstone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Am I saying that right?
Yep, Paula Poundstone.
Yeah.
She will be there June 22nd.
Okay.
Are you going to go see her?
I don't know. I've seen her on TV and
Yeah.
things like that in the past. Is she good?
I've only seen her on TV. I've never seen her in
Oh,
person.
okay.
But she's always seemed funny when I've seen her.
Yeah.
So it would be a great show
Yeah.
to go to at the Bing Crosby
Okay.
Theater.
Okay.
So yeah, and then of course we have Hoop Fest.
Yeah, that just happens to be the biggest 3-on-3 basketball tournament
just
in the world.
A little
Other-
thing that
yeah.
happens for a whole weekend.
Started here in Spokane,
Yeah.
Washington.
Have you gotten your team together yet? That's what the bigger question
Do
is.
I look like I play basketball?
I don't know.
No, the
They've
answer
got-
is no. And that's I would understand you're saying no. And everybody else is laughing here. Yeah, right.
Hey.
Is there a fat guys basketball team?
There is.
Yeah,
Trust
okay.
me. There are teams of all
Well,
ages,
Mark
all
Richard
skill
didn't invite
levels.
me on his team, so I'm out of it this year. Yeah.
Well, maybe you guys can chat
Yeah.
after we're done with the show here, and you
Yeah.
guys can get
And
a
we're
little
saying
team
this
together.
because he just walked
yeah,
in,
he did. There's still time to get your team registered.
Oh, okay.
June 23rd is when it starts.
Okay.
All weekend long. And do you ever go down there and check it out?
I have.
It's wonderful. I love it.
It's madness.
It
I mean,
is.
it really is. Kind
Yeah.
of like March Madness in the streets. It really is
It's
kind
great.
of fun.
I love the energy and
Yeah.
all the people crammed into the downtown core.
And you know what's kind of fun is the kids get together and so forth to practice. I'll be
Mm-hmm. Yep.
driving by Roosevelt School on my way home, and I'll see kids and adults playing. The weeks leading up to it and so
Yeah.
forth, which is kind of fun. I'm thinking, all right, because in the old days in my time, we spent most of the day outside. And today it's that
Right.
electronic stuff. So it's so nice to see them out playing.
It really is. And they're so cute,
Yeah,
the kids. And
yeah.
my favorite part is going online and looking at all the creative team
the
names.
names, yes.
Those are my favorite.
Well, my question always is, how many of those have had to be edited?
Well, I
A
know they
few.
have a special team at Hoop Fest that is dedicated to
To-
weeding through
Yeah.
all of the questionable names that people
Yeah,
try to slide
they
in.
probably have older people that know
Yep.
the old fit terminologies and some younger people that can go, that sounds a lot like, we should look at that one.
Well, I know that they always have the Urban Dictionary pulled up online to type things in just to double check some questionable
Can't
team
blame them.
names.
I can't
No,
blame
no.
them, Okay.
Yep.
And then there's some guy named Paul Simon.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah.
Big name.
How do you top what was going? Oh, well, you will next after
I know.
this. Okay.
I know it's your favorite is coming
Yes,
up
it
next,
is.
but Paul Simon will be here June 23rd at the Spokane Arena.
Okay.
Again,
Tickets-
tickets are still available.
Okay.
I checked.
Okay.
But it looks like things are going fast. So.
Yeah, and some of these artists, let's face it, in the next decade, they're probably not going to
Right.
be doing events and
You're
so
right.
forth. They're going to step back a bit.
Right.
So,
So this is one that you might want to go see,
talk
if,
about
especially if you
iconic
like
singer. right?
iconic singers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. And then,
I feel like we need the intro music,
yeah,
the Phantom
no
of the
kidding,
Opera
yes.
playing right now.
My favorite musical.
Yes. Phantom of the Opera will be here in Spokane, West Coast Entertainment, bringing it to the INB Performing
Yes.
Arts Center. It starts June 28th and it runs through July 9th.
Right.
So they'll
Right.
be here doing a good run.
And this is kind of the updated
It
version,
is.
isn't it? Which I've not seen.
You haven't seen? I haven't
I've
either.
seen the old version.
Right.
Like 12 times or something.
I
But
know.
who's counting?
Okay, so I need to ask you,
Yes.
personal note.
Yes.
My almost 6-year-old daughter really wants to see it.
Yes.
Do you think it's too scary for her?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I really don't. I mean, it really is, when you look at it, a love story.
I know.
Okay. And I remember my father-in-law 20 some years ago saying, well, it's a lot of opera singing and all that. I don't know if you'd like it. However, I'd already seen it once or twice, and so I flew to Vancouver to see it,
Right.
twice in one day. And it's wonderful. It's well staged. I remember when we took our family over the first time, we had young kids, including a 13 or 14-year-old son, who it was his first musical. Now, let's face it, a young teenager, a boy,
Yeah.
musical, yeah, right, Dad. He stood up during intermission and went, wow. And of course, my worry was, how do I explain that? Not every musical is quite as dynamic
Yes.
as the Phantom of the Opera. But he even got on a plane one time, came down and met me when I was working on a project in Portland to see it.
nice.
So he really did love it. And it is fantastic. I don't think it's scary. I really don't. I mean, the music and everything else. I would suggest playing some of the music ahead of time.
We've already done that.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
We did our homework, and she did ballet dance to it.
Oh, fun.
So,
fun.
All right, you just
Yeah.
sealed her fate.
Yeah, yeah.
Kendall, we're going to the
Yeah,
Phantom.
now be sure you get seats right down where the
The chandelier falls.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that is so fun to watch people when they're next to you and they haven't been to one before. I learned that by halfway through the 12 ones that I've seen to watch the person next to me, because not all of them know about the chandelier, and that's really fun.
Yeah.
You brought a great lineup. Good job.
That runs the gamut for June, and
Yeah.
we've got a lot of great stuff going on
Yeah.
in the Spokane community. We're so lucky.
All right.
And there's a ton of other stuff going on too.
All
Just
right.
go to
well,
visit Spokane.
Spokane's Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
Again, the
Yeah.
email is.
VisitSpokane.com. Click
okay.
on the events tab, and you can
Okay.
look up anything you want.
All right, great. Thank you very much. Good to
Thank
see you.
you.
We'll see
You
you in
too.
a month.
I'll see you in a month.
All right, take
Yeah.
care. We'll be right back after this.
See you tomorrow night. Thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Great cup of coffee and see the display of coffee memorabilia dating back to the 1800s. Or pick up a pound of our freshly roasted coffees to make at home. We're open Monday through Saturday starting March 5th, or find us at TomSawyerCountryCoffee.com. Come watch us perk up when you walk in.
Hey everyone, Josh and Lucy with Rugged Trading Company.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. Kent Adams, hope you're having a great day. Is it still 85 outside? Says 91. What have you been doing in there? Playing with the dials? Okay, all right. Hey, and that's Steve, our producer back there, literally punching buttons and causing havoc and so forth. Mark Richard, it's Downtown Spokane Partnership. I haven't seen you for a couple of months.
I know it. It's
You've
so
been
long,
busy.
you've forgotten the name of our organization. Yeah, we've been busy. Yeah,
Downtown
Good
Spokane
stuff.
Partnership. Did I say it wrong?
No, you were questioning whether.
Oh,
that was
well, yeah, that's just me at my age, okay? That happens a lot. Yeah.
No, it's great to be back. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. Wow, we just talked about with Kate Hudson about all that's going on with Visit Spokane and so forth, which included downtown, but included, other areas here in our inland Northwest. And wow, we have some great things going on, but let's dig in a little bit about what's happening downtown. And let's first maybe talk about the park. Because
Okay.
I've seen some things recently about the park. Where is it? How's it going? Are you pleased with where things are going? From, because you're really representing downtown. And so,
Yes, yeah. I think in general we're certainly pleased. There's, I think, as you know, there was, we had some hiccups in terms of environmental and historic
Yes,
issues in the park that certainly ran them over budget. Discovering that the infrastructure underneath the fountain was going to need replacing, those kinds of things. But we're really excited. I think if folks aren't aware, the new ice skating ribbon will be open before the holidays this year.
Yes.
So now, right on the backside of the mall, you can literally go visit Santa, go out the back, skate. You and I can stand at the fire pit and sip on cocoa and watch our kids and grandkids go
sounds
around.
good.
Yeah, it's just going
I'll
to be
buy the first round.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we're very pleased and excited about what's coming in the park. It is going to be catalytic for our region.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the one, I don't know if it's negative, but the one controversy, maybe is the right word,
Yes.
is the pavilion.
Right.
And there's been some talk about, we're not going to cover it now, we're going to cover it now, it's additional and all that. And where are we on that? Do you know?
I do. So I think the park board is actually looking to take this up this week. So
Okay.
if we're live, so literally tomorrow, I think
Right.
they have a hearing on this matter. I don't know if they'll make a decision tomorrow. I think part of it is cost. I'm trying not to be an armchair quarterback. I think there's value
Which
in,
we all are. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think there's value in having it covered in the sense of you can create kind of an indoor-outdoor space.
Right.
But I really want, they just hired one of the best consultants in the country to work on this project, and so I think we've got to give their team and the community, some wiggle room to really come up with what the best solution is within the budget.
Well, and when you say that within the budget, that's
Yeah.
the issue too, is
Yeah.
that there's a hard line what the budget is, because that was what was passed in a bond issue and so forth.
That's right.
And it's not like someone can just dig in and pull out another $5 million because
Right.
they think it's a good idea. Maybe a good idea, but the dollars aren't there. So
That's
it's-
correct.
It's being a good steward of the dollars as well.
Yeah, that's right. I think the park board probably has a reserve they could pull from,
Right.
but you have
But
a
you
reserve
don't wanna
for a
eliminate-
reason.
You don't
Exactly.
want to eliminate your reserve either.
That's right. Yeah.
So what else is going on?
Well, so again in the park, so you've got the pavilion or the carousel. It's literally being reconstructed as we
Yes.
speak. So folks, I think early
The frame of it
early
is
next
up.
year. Yeah, it's just looking spectacular. So the park is coming along great. We have, I think, the big story about downtown, Ken, is just the amount of housing that we are seeing. So if your folks are following the news, but in the report I just handed you, between what is actually under construction and what is being planned and gone through a pre-development conference so far,
Right.
we're talking about 600 plus new units of housing in the downtown core.
Really?
Between now and the next 24 months to 36 months.
Wow. Okay. I
so-
never would have guessed that.
yeah. So a great influx of, and why is that important? Well, you add 1,000, 1,500 more people onto the streets of downtown. Now we got some great energy.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
going to be really wonderful.
Good. All right. So the housing boom. Does that include things like the old Chronicle building to Macy's or
Yes.
the M? I think
That's
they're
right,
calling it
the M,
now,
yep.
and so forth.
And the Rid Path.
In the Rid Path.
Which
what
we-
is the
we-
status?
Oh, we all have to celebrate. I was figuring maybe you'd have Ron on. He'd give you more in depth, but just last week they reached their final hurdle and closed on the property, and so Ron Wells and his team, Mickey Brown and others, will soon. You're going to start seeing construction going on, renovation of that property. It's my understanding that before the winter, we are going to have a brand new, exciting restaurant in the main floor, and then again they're going to be redeveloping and we'll have 130 housing units, affordable housing units up in that old Grand Hotel, along with a couple floors of elite condos that
Sure.
you'll be in.
And
I will just be waving to you from the street.
Yeah, you'll be serving me.
Exactly.
over the years, because you've lived in Spokane,
Yes.
and I've been here now for 40 years, so many of the meetings that we had decades ago were at the Rid Path in the ballroom, and then the Rid Path up at the top of the the restaurant
The
up there.
McNeice, yeah.
And then the one down below. I don't know how many breakfast meetings I've had in there over the years, and it's kind of like going home a bit, isn't it?
It will be. It really
Yeah.
will be special. Yeah, it's a beautiful building. It's a prime location.
Yes.
Because it's been closed up for so long. It's been, the windows have been broken. Graffiti
Yeah,
takes
yes.
place. So just having that revitalization in that block is going to really have a
And
beautiful.
part of the
ripple effect.
challenge has been a multiple number of owners too. So it's like herding cats
yes.
to go in the right direction, isn't it?
Herding cats through the legal process, as I'm sure the community is
Well,
aware.
then
Yeah.
you get cats and attorneys
Right.
involved, and we're in trouble, and it's going to cost money and take time.
Right.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about Wonder Bread. Because there's an exciting opportunity there, huh?
Yeah, isn't that exciting? So just got a chance to meet with the development team week before last, and they have some just really bold plans. So if folks aren't aware, this Wonder Bread property is just roughly up on, between Wall and Post on Broadway, between Broadway and Malin.
Right.
And it's a beautiful old historic building.
Yes.
Again, for generations, it ran as a bread manufacturing company. So they are going to preserve the exterior and the bones, but they are literally going to gut the interior.
Modernize inside.
Yeah, and so what we're going to see there is there's some really phenomenal commercial office space that'll be available. They're going to create really the Spokane's first kind of year-round artisan market. So
nice.
People talk about a farmer's market and that kind of thing, and and of course Kendall Yards has a wonderful farmer's market,
Right.
but this will be year-round,
Yeah.
Indoors with kind of like a Pioneer Square or a Pike Street Market kind of a thing.
It's near the Veterans Arena. It's near the flour mill. It's easy walk to the park, to come through downtown, through the park to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're also planning the potential of a beautiful rooftop restaurant with some
fun.
spectacular views. I was up on the roof with them of the falls and the river. And then you probably just read this week, I mean, there's another major project being planned by Larry Stone and Scafco Construction.
Right.
For a twin tower hotel / apartment complex and some commercial and retail right at the old YWCA site.
Yes,
So
yes.
kitty corner to this property. Really, that north bank of the river is just taking off.
Boy, between
Yeah.
all of that and Riverfront Park and so forth, we're looking
Kendall
good.
Yards is
Yeah.
building out. I mean, they.
And their market opens in another month or two?
I think that
probably?
sounds right. Yeah, I apologize. I don't know that date, but that's so that's I think that's a great new ad for Spokane. We have some great, like we have the Main Street Market. We have a couple other smaller. We've got Rite Aid and further, but this is really the first kind of downtown centric legitimate grocery store. So we're kind of excited about that.
Great. Yeah, I drove by the other day and I noticed they weren't quite ready yet.
Yeah.
I was wondering when they're going to open. So, Mark, thank you. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
There's so many good things going on in Spokane and downtown Spokane. So, yeah, how did the car thing go the other day?
Oh, it was unbelievable. So vintage race cars roaring through downtown, rattling the glass, and the crowd was just spectacular. Each year it just gets bigger and better.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Good
You
to
bet.
see you, and keep up the good work. Okay?
Thank you so much.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Barbara Mueller.
And I'm Marty Mueller. We have gotten some amazing opportunities to design and build IMAX cameras that were going to go on the space station. We came up with a mechanism that we poured a year into, and we had to start over. The failure resulted in a camera that we got an Academy Award for.
The first shot, when you see Earth from our camera, there is no other moment like it.
Wouldn't have happened without that failure.
So how do you give a kid or even an adult the skills to go forward? The only alternative is to teach them to think, to teach them to explore, take risks, and know that they're going to fall, and they're going to fall on their next great idea.
Gizmo's a makerspace, which is a community laboratory for education and fun.
The cooperation amongst people is the most important thing that we have. And STCU is doing that, and I hope that we're doing that too.
STCU.
Here for good.
Snoring can disrupt marriages and cause serious health problems. Call Sleep Better Northwest first, the experts in dental sleep medicine. Their medically approved, custom-fit oral appliances will have both you and your partner sleeping better and being more productive throughout your day. Don't wait. Snoring and sleep apnea can signal potential strokes or heart attacks. For more information, visit needbettersleepnow.com and download our health guide today. Sleep Better Northwest, the experts in dental sleep medicine.
See you tomorrow night, and thanks again for taking care of the painting.
I got this.
Bye.
Weekends are made for painting. Let the experts at Rada Paint take care of you.
Hi. This looks amazing.
Rada Paint, over 80 years of quality, tradition, and trust. Find it in every can.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. And what is the temperature now? You keep 91. Well, that went down. No? Stable. Oh, okay. I thought you said 96. That was 86. Okay. The old guy is losing it here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the old guy is the last day of 70, so tomorrow it's a whole start of a whole.
Are you
new
done
day.
with the zero?
Yeah, I'm done with the zero.
You're going to become an odd number?
Yeah. No, okay. Let's not go there. Okay, that would be too easy of a conversation.
Well, I know.
All right. So Don Morgan with Independent Wealth Connections and Beva Miles. All right.
Small business.
You're going to talk about the impact of government and government regulations on small business, because that's what it hurts most. The big businesses can often
Government
hide.
hurts us?
Yes, it does. We look at the Spokane City Council and what it's done.
Do I have to before lunch?
No. Yeah. You'll lose your lunch. What do you mean by that?
Well, so the trigger for this conversation was last week I heard about a bill being debated in Olympia, and it appears likely to pass.
Oh, great.
That will give employees in this state 6 months paid family medical leave.
Oh, okay. Have they figured out who's going to pay for it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the businesses.
Well, it depends on which side you talk to. The compromise bill, one compromise is to split it with the business owner. Another is to put most of the burden on the employee, actually.
Oh, okay.
But even if they do that and they put 90% of the cost on an employee-paid payroll tax.
Yes.
So, Beva, you've run a mom-and-pop business for years.
Yes.
How much of your time is spent filling out paperwork for the government?
Most of it.
Try to say it without swearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of it. You know, it's amazing. You pay your bills and you have your insurance agent and you have all of the other issues that you come up in small business.
Right.
But even in a mom and pop business, and I'm going to say less than 10 employees at any given time, where you and your husband are the principals in that business.
Yes, we recognize that.
It was the backbone at one time of business in America, right? Yeah. But now, between Labor and Industries, Department of, we've got the Department of Revenue, we have, the list goes on.
Department of Ecology.
Plus payroll, EPA, DOT. Goes
DHS?
Down, DHS. I mean, it goes down the line. And at any given moment, of course, you could be asked to step in and take care of maybe an employee's payroll that he's having deducted for child support. Or you might be asked to step in.
Right.
And in the case Dawn's talking about, with the Leave Act, and everyone wants their employees to be taken care of. Certainly the mom and pop business is known for taking care of and treating like family.
More so than a big business.
More so than a big business. Yet, by government regulation, if they come in, we were talking about this in the car on the way down, they want to take a 15-minute or a 30-minute. Now we have to document that time.
So the way the original bill was proposed is they could take family medical leave in 15-minute increments.
Oh, really?
I need to come back late from lunch because I've got to pick up my spouse who's at the hospital.
I've got a child sick at daycare.
By the way, that happened in my office recently. You know what? We gave them time off without docking.
Yeah.
It's because in a small business, they become part of the family.
Yes, exactly.
But we didn't have to do any paperwork.
But now you want to have Big Brother overlooking all of that.
Absolutely.
And Beva, as a small business owner, have you ever made a mistake in hiring?
Oh, absolutely.
And
Knew it right away.
Yeah.
but if you make a mistake with
Yes.
today's rules, it gets more expensive, doesn't it?
In a construction-oriented business, and where we have my husband being the principal there and being just an extremely talented man, he can do everything from the excavation to the finish on work. When you hire someone and they're on a probationary period,
Yes, okay.
because usually if you made a mistake, you're going to know it real fast.
Yes.
Equipment goes missing, or et cetera, et cetera. And it's not as tough as an office-oriented type job.
Yeah, but
But we've all done that.
We've all made
we're
mistakes.
setting ourselves up for litigation. I mean, this is
Yes.
lawyers, the
Yes.
lawyers amongst us, and I'm not saying anything about the lawyers that come on this program,
Right.
must be dancing with glee.
Right.
Well, a lot of employees have learned. Again, we've talked about work ethic, and a lot of employees will come to you and they look really great, but they also know just how long they have to work before they can throw their back out.
Yes, yes.
Or whatever. And that leaves you holding the bag to finish that job, which is contracted with this very specific finish time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah,
if
there
we're
is
not
that
in
schedule.
there's that completion issue, but it's not their problem. I would tell you that most employees are amazing.
Yes. Yes.
But the question was, have you ever made a mistake?
Yes.
So let me ask
Yes.
you another question. In your research, have you figured out the difference between how much it costs you and Rick to comply with all these regulations and a big company?
Yeah, I was looking just before we came in at the Washington Examiner about 10 years ago. It was during Bush's presidency. A quote from Thomas Sullivan that said that, of course, regulations are disproportionately large for small business.
Yes.
And he is the head of the advocacy program there, or was
At the
that
SBA.
time, at the SBA. So looking at that and looking at my own situation, and those friends I know who run small business, and I mean small business. I'm not talking 100 employees. I'm
Right.
talking less than 10. We spend most of our time, and in many cases, you have a family where the wife works outside,
Yes.
comes home then and does
Does
the
the
book
books
work.
at night.
Yes.
Yes.
Almost like a farmer's family.
Yeah.
Well, you want to get into small farms, boy, that's another topic, isn't
God.
it? I mean,
Yeah.
there will be no small business, there will be no small farms
Right.
in the future because of these
So
regulations.
you see it as a war on small business.
I see it as a war on small business, and I think there are answers, there are compromises, but they're not being discussed.
So in a perfect world, what would you like to see?
I would like to see small businesses ranked. I would like to see that less than 10 or less than a certain dollar amount ranked in a way where, and especially for a business such as my husband and myself, where we've been in business for 40 years with absolutely no challenges through L&I, nothing
Right.
against us
Right.
whatsoever. Those businesses need to be grandfathered in on some of these regulations. We owned a small dump truck, 8 yards. We owned excavation equipment. We come under the exact same regulations as a company with 100 trucks that does interstate travel through DOT.
How ridiculous.
The paperwork,
It really is.
The paperwork is just phenomenal. We had to have the numbers on all the trucks just like everybody else. I know we're a nation of laws. I know we're a nation of regulations, but there is a very distinct difference when those regulations cross the line and become detrimental
Right. Yeah.
to that bottom line for those small business.
Beva and Don, thank you.
You're welcome.
How can they reach either or both of you?
So independentwealthconnections.com or 509-931-1088.
I'm the chair of Republicans of Spokane County, therefore info@republicansofspokanecounty.org. We'll get you to
.org.
me. Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. Good information. We need to spend more time on this in like a half-hour program. Thank you. We're going to be right back after this.
For the Inland Northwest most comprehensive sports report, think outside the porch with Spokesman.com. For just 99 cents for the first month, you'll enjoy unlimited digital access to the news and sports news that affect you most. From EWU to WSU, from Northwest Preps all the way to the Seahawks, we're the local authority that makes sports in the Inland Northwest different than the rest, better than the rest. On your phone, on your desktop, and on your tablet. Subscribe to the digital experience with Spokesman.com. Hi, this is Kent Adams, co-host of Business Talks. I'd like to introduce you to a couple of friends, Lisa and Alan Gwaltney of Window World. I've known Lisa and Alan for a number of years and know them to be honest and caring folks. They take pride in their windows, sliding doors, and blinds. So when it comes to your home, call them direct at 509-456-5880. That's Window World of Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. And if you tell them Kent sent me, they'll give you 5% off a 5-window installation. Call them today at 456-5880.
Last year alone, Avista customers saved over 53 million kilowatt hours of energy, reducing carbon emissions by more than 18,000 tons. Way to save, everyone. Way to save. Find your way to save at avistautilities.com.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live, and one of our favorite regular guests, but she wasn't here last week. You had to go take a walk somewhere, and you had to do, what else were you doing?
Well, I had to, I had a ride along with the Spokane Valley Police Department.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I did. It was very interesting. It was Wednesday from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until 9 o'clock at night. I could have stayed on until 1 if I wanted to, but...
Did you get pictures and things like that?
No, I did not. I am writing a story about how it's become very difficult to hire law enforcement officers.
Yes.
And so I figured a good place to start would be to do a ride-along.
Yeah.
I hadn't done one in a long time. I've done many, but it was probably at least 8 years ago that I did the last one.
We're going to actually do one in the next month or two.
A ride-along?
Ozzy's going to give us a chance. We'll take the cameras and the whole bit.
Oh, good, good.
So we'll have some footage.
So it was interesting, and I was once again reminded of how much social work police officers do.
Yes.
It was social work night. I can
really?
I can tell you that much. Older people who are sent home from the hospital to homes that don't have power or water anymore.
Okay.
And really can't.
Really can't function.
They can't take care of themselves, and then they have to be picked up again and brought back to the hospital for assessment, and things happen, and there was a lot of that going on that night. So.
What did you observe in terms of the policeman or the deputy in the case of the Valley? What was a takeaway in terms of what they were saying and so forth about their job? Was he or she happy? Frustrated?
No, I'm mostly happy. Mostly happy, and has been on the force for 20 years.
Okay.
But also somewhat stressed out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of overtime. I mean, you can work as much overtime pretty much as you want to.
Yeah.
Because it's
but
so
that
difficult.
takes a toll on
people.
people.
I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying it's difficult for them to fill the shifts because they're slightly or a lot understaffed.
Yeah.
One thing that we talked about was, so there's about 100,000 people in Spokane Valley.
Yeah.
And so a good question to ask is, how many police officers would you think it takes to keep 100,000 people, relatively safe?
On any
at any
given
given time, how many police officers would you like to have out there for 100,000 people?
35?
6.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew I was going to be
People usually say 20, 35, but many times there are just 6.
Yeah. And it only takes one incident.
It takes one incident that everybody.
5 of those out.
Yes, it takes one incident that everybody responds to, and then it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was always interesting. I have a lot of respect for what police officers do, and of course, we talked about this. There are a perceived threat. If you're an officer, people harass you
being
or
a
threaten
target
you,
and things like that.
Yeah, it's just slightly worse than being a reporter, really. And it's it's people target you too, So I mean, I should speak for myself, right?
I'm getting off Facebook there.
I should talk to myself. No, I'm not getting off Facebook. That's not what I said.
I'm talking what you say to other people.
Yeah,
Leave me alone,
that's not what I said.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's there are some issues there, and it's stressful work, and of course it's dangerous.
Yeah.
We can't. Of course it is. So I'm going out to the police academy tomorrow, Thursday. We're going to talk to some of the new recruits, and we're going to talk to some of the people who are straight out of the academy and like into the cars for the first time.
So
and,
when do you think we're going to be able to read this story? In a couple of weeks?
Hopefully before I go on vacation, which is in 2 weeks.
What?
So
You're taking vacation?
I'm going to be gone. No,
You
I'm not
were gone out of the country last year. Isn't
I'm
that
not
it
leaving
for-
the country.
Oh,
I'm not leaving the
okay.
country. Just a little time off. So
Okay.
So hopefully within the next couple of weeks.
I'm looking forward to that because I think to hear what they really are thinking and for you to investigate that, I think will be good. And I think we'll learn something.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
I-
good.
I-
What else is going on?
What else is going on? Oh boy! Actually, we are.
It's like I ask a bad question.
No. So the Spokesman Review, we're all working on a downtown Spokane section that'll come out later in June.
Okay.
We're looking at what's it like working downtown.
Yes,
what is it
that's
like
right.
living downtown? What is it like? What's the economic impact of having people come to work in downtown
Right.
Spokane? What is Spokane missing, if it's missing anything? All that. And so we're all working on that right now.
Oh,
I'm not
good.
quite sure exactly when the section comes out, but it's later June.
That'll be good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I sent you a note and said, well, I work downtown, and I noticed you just ignored it.
Yeah. I was swamped.
Yeah,
I was swamped. Let me tell you.
I knew that.
So I saw, was that Mark Richard that just walked out of
Yes.
here? Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna dare this because the one thing everybody complains about is parking.
Yeah.
And I don't know, every time we write about downtown parking, the downtown organizations get a little miffed with
Little
us
testy.
because it's not
Yeah.
just about parking and you can ride your bike and take the bus and all that.
Yeah.
But it is something that everybody I've talked to, and I've probably talked to a dozen people by now, everybody brings it
Yeah,
up.
and then we could do like we did last summer, fix roads, which eliminates some parking and everything else too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So if I'm a good girl, I'll get to compile a
Well, that's not going to happen.
a fact
I'm
box. I want to look at I want to look at how much it actually costs.
Yeah, no.
So it's you have to take that into consideration.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you
absolutely.
accept a job that's downtown and you have to pay $135 to park here.
Yeah.
I know. It's only $40 at the arena, and then you take the little bus, and
Yeah.
that's nice.
But
Unless you
some-
need your car.
Yeah,
If you need your car in the middle of the day,
exactly.
then you take the shuttle back
Exactly.
up there, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not all of
I'm-
us can park
No.
or take the bus.
Not everybody can do that.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Pia, thank you. We're running out of time, but
Thank
you have
you.
an appointment to do at 1
I
o'clock,
do.
don't you? An interview or something. with somebody.
Downtown business I got to go talk to.
All right. Well, good. Hey, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Back to Spokane Talks Live, and today we have a representative from McNeice-Wheeler, and we always talk about law and things going on. And Ryan and I were meeting this morning, and he said, I've got an idea, which is always dangerous, isn't it? And we have Andy Wetzel here, who is first-year law student at that school. What's it called?
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga.
Go
yeah.
Zags.
Yeah, go Zags. They have Is it a football team or basketball team that's
I
pretty
think
good?
their basketball team's pretty
Yeah.
good.
But the football team's undefeated since '54.
Really?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You are technically right. That's true.
You're just finishing up your first year of law school there, so you have 2 more to go. We've had some of the interns in who are just ready to head out and take the bar exam and everything else. And how long have you been at McNeice-Wheeler?
I've actually only been there for about a month.
Oh,
so
okay.
I just got done with my first year
Okay.
at Gonzaga,
Yeah.
and then started working.
That's
for
what I
them
kind of
right
thought,
after.
but that's
Yeah.
why I asked the question. So,
Mhm.
so is Ryan treating you right? Do you have
he's
a
treating me great. He's a great boss.
Do you
They're
have a
both Ryan and
palatial
Becky.
office and all of that?
I
Say
do.
yes, even
yeah,
though
I
you
do.
don't.
I
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I have a nice office. Ryan and Becky are great. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's really great to get some real life experience.
It
on
is,
top of
you know, and I think about so many professions that and unfortunately, government today is trying to make it really hard to do internships places because of all the regulations and so forth. And what a great experience, though, to get the real hands-on. I mean, you can learn all the book learning and the lectures and everything else, but it's a little different when you hit the ground and have to figure out, I've got a client coming in 2 hours and I got to finish up whatever this project is and get ready for them, right?
Oh yeah, law school you're used to deadlines and having to have things done, but it's nothing
like the real world.
Like the real world application, because you spend all day in a book, maybe potentially
Yeah.
during law school studying for whatever class it may be, but
Oh, Lord.
you get to switch it up so often when you're doing real life practice. It's
Yeah.
like, I need you to research this
Yes.
morning, and then go
So
to
do you
the
do a
next
lot of
one.
research? Is that what you end up doing as an intern? A lot of research, preparing things?
That's the main thing I've been doing is
Yeah.
a lot of legal research.
Wow.
I've written a couple memos for some of the attorneys at the firm, but
Okay.
I enjoy it. It's really
Good.
interesting. So
Now you have a little bit of experience here in Spokane because you've gone to school here and everything else. And where did you go for your undergraduate work?
I went to Washington State University for my undergrad.
Oh,
I actually
okay.
went to University of Puget Sound for a
Okay.
semester to play football, and out of high school, and I tore my rotator cuff.
Okay. So since you couldn't play football, they didn't put you on the team at WSU?
I didn't have quite what they were looking for.
Okay. Anyway, so what made you decide to go into law? You look like a bright young man that you'd be smarter than that. Was that something from early on? Is it in the genes? I mean, family?
I don't have any immediate family members who are
Okay.
attorneys, actually. It's just something that's kind of always piqued my interest.
Okay.
Back in high school,
Because it's not easy.
No, it's not.
You know?
Law school was the toughest year I'd say academically in my life,
I
for
would
sure.
bet.
And people have told me that this is going to be the toughest year of your life. And
Okay.
it's hard to really explain it, but when you go through it, that's what it is. It's just
Do you-
extremely difficult the whole time.
Do you
and-
feel a sense of accomplishment now that year 1 of 3 is over?
I'd say I feel more relief than accomplishment right now.
Okay.
I'm just glad that first year's over
Yeah.
because that's what I've heard is the toughest.
I was going to say, is that when you see a lot of washouts the first year?
Yeah,
They get
definitely.
in there and go, this is beyond what I really had expected.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
This is just a lot more than
So
I
to
can
get
handle right
past
now.
that psychological first year,
It's a big
is
step.
yeah,
It's a big step.
Now you've been in football and you've been in sports and everything else. How does that compare to what the track experience, if you will, that you're having with law school?
It's actually really interesting because I think they both involve some degree of competitiveness.
Okay.
But they're very different playing fields as far as that goes.
Okay.
You know, growing up playing youth sports and high school sports, you would see your opponents once, twice, maybe 3 times a season or a year.
Right.
When you're in law school, in a sense, people try and make
It's
it.
all
but
the time.
It's all the time. You're sitting next to your competitors every single day, and I try and not look at it like that because I think that's just kind of more of a negative way
Right.
to look at things. And how are you supposed to make friends?
But
when-
your fellow students are your competition.
Exactly, which is the weird aspect. It's
Yeah.
such a hard dynamic to
Yeah.
deal with, on top of the fact that you're putting in between 50 and 70 hours a week or whatever it may be,
Yeah.
just to stay afloat in school.
Now, tell me, and we'll probably get in trouble for this, who is your favorite professor this year?
Oh man, that is a tough one. I had a couple.
Okay.
Professor Daggett was one of my favorites. She taught me torts first semester.
Okay.
And I had Professor Pearson for contracts.
Okay.
In second semester, and she was also very good. But they're all. I'm a very big
Pretty
fan
darn
of the
good school,
professors.
isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great school. I've really enjoyed my experience there.
I don't know if Ryan has told you, but we start in 2 weeks to interview the professors over at the law school. We'll be doing a series with the law school professors starting on we shoot the first one, I think it's on the 26th this month, and we're looking forward to it because not only can it be used internally and used for marketing out in the United States, but I think we have a treasure here in terms of a very professional law school. And I think the community is interested to see the person who does torts and so on and so forth and the expertise we have. So we're kind of looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea because, like I said, I've lived here most of my life, and
Yeah.
I've never really known too much about Gonzaga's Law School other than I've heard it's good.
And it's
yeah,
a few dollars,
it's a
right?
few dollars. It's a few dollars to get
Now,
that piece
when
of
you
paper.
graduate, will you stay in Spokane?
I don't really have any set plans yet,
Okay.
so we'll see how I do. I wouldn't mind moving at all, though. I've been around this area for so long,
Okay,
and doing my
a-
undergrad in Pullman at Washington
Okay,
State.
a chance to go explore some other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably make more money some other places too. But,
Probably, but it also probably costs quite a bit more.
Yeah,
to live
yeah,
and-
I know. Don't be real. Here. I mean, that's being realistic. So okay. So now, are you all set for the fall? Is that when you go back to school in the fall? Because they don't really do much in the summertime there, right?
Yeah, you can take summer classes if you want to. I chose not to because
Yeah.
I'm working full time, and I
Yeah.
just wanted a little bit more of a break. But
Okay.
I've got all my classes scheduled for this coming fall, and I'm excited. I've heard it's not quite as rigorous as the first year.
Yeah,
so-
you lived through the first year.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
live through the first year, and it gets better from there on out. So
Okay, so now you're going to have to come back several times during the year and tell us how things are going, and especially come back if you need to tattle on Ryan. You know, if there's anything that, he's not doing that he should do, we'll just cover that, okay?
I definitely will. I'll be back, and I'll keep an eye on him for you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Best
you
of
for having me.
luck to you. This is great, and we'll follow how you're doing the next 2 years.
Awesome. I really appreciate being here. Thank
All
you.
right, great. We'll be right back after this.
Last year alone, Avista customers saved over 53 million kilowatt hours of energy. Enough to power more than 4,000 homes for an entire year. Way to save, everyone. Way to save. Find your way to save at avistautilities.com.
If you need a sign, banner, or business cards for your business, who do you call? Hi, this is Kent Adams.
And Tom MacArthur from Business Talks. Kent and I call Instant Sign Factory for our signs, banners, business cards, and more.
Dave at Instant Sign Factory is our go-to guy for printing, and he always does excellent work for us.
Check them out online. They've got an all-new website, InstantSignFactory.com.
Tell them Kent and Tom from Business Talks sent you. Instant Sign Factory.
You hear us say it.
We are tracking breaking news in Spokane County where firefighters...
We're talking exclusive.
I want to be the survivor and someone that reaches out and helps other people.
These stories you'll only see here.
My family's safe because he is off the streets.
This interview.
What is it like being a teenager nowadays?
This investigation. This moment for the first time.
I hope our apartment doesn't burn down.
We don't just cover breaking news, we own it.
Pretty scared, thought we weren't going to make it through.
KHQ Local News, right now.
Welcome back to Spokane Talks Live. I've got my friend Brian Newberry with Leadership Spokane, but you're in so many different things, and I want to spend a minute or two here talking about an organization that you and others put together, and that's to really zero in on our veterans first, right? Talk about that. What is that about?
Absolutely. Yes, Ken. Thanks for having me on today. I do want to celebrate our classes 2017. We'll have 101 leaders graduate tomorrow. We'll have
101.
101. We'll have 59 adults and 42, our biggest class ever of our youth, our high school youth, and we'll have our 600 youth graduate across the stage. 20 years that's been going on, so very excited about that.
That is great.
So
That
thank
is
you,
great.
leaders, for caring about our community,
Yes.
and they're going to do good for all of us, and I appreciate
And the
that
community
much.
steps up in a number of ways to help support this too.
They do.
Yeah.
It's my sponsors and everyone has come forward. We're making the program shine, and it needs to, because Spokane needs leaders out there, and that's what we're looking to
we
deliver.
need to have you back with one of those that are graduating in a couple weeks, okay?
We can do that.
Okay.
We can do that for sure. Veterans First
Yes.
is a board that was established. We chartered actually in March.
Okay.
It was asked for by the Veterans Administration, the medical hospital here
Okay.
locally. It's been going on across the country. My VA is what it's entitled, and they're local boards that are here to improve the veterans experience locally.
Okay,
That's what our
good.
charter to do.
Good.
So the VA reached out to Goodwill. My co-chair is Michelle Harris. She wasn't able to be here sadly today, but she's a vice president over at Goodwill here locally. And Goodwill does a lot of work,
Yes.
funnels a lot of money to help the veterans in the community with homelessness and others. So that's why the VA reached out to them.
Absolutely.
And they reached out to me with my connections with veterans in the area. And I said, sure, if I can help a veteran, I'm there for you.
Absolutely.
So our charter is just, again, that, simply to be a collection of, we have about 12 or 13 board members right now. We have the Veterans Benefit Administration as part of that.
Good.
We have the Veterans Medical Administration, and then Rudy Lopez, who runs the Washington Cemetery, the Veterans Cemetery out at Medical Lake,
Yes.
is also part of our board as part of the cemetery, part of the veterans. They're all standing members of the board. And then the rest is folks like me, Michelle Harris, Red Cross volunteer.
Right.
We have Kat Nicholson, who's part of our new Veterans Administration here. County here helping with vets. Many different members coming together, about 13 of us, and our purpose is simply to look at projects out there that can make life better for veterans.
Yes.
So one thing that we're trying to do is figure out different transportation options for folks out to the Valley Vet Center out there, which does amazing counseling work for veterans out there. SDA has been very helpful in trying to think through some different ideas for us. So thank you to Susan Myers and all those folks who are doing that work for us as well. Currently, we're trying to figure out a better way that we can give ad hoc legal care to veterans. So trying to figure out a way that we can do some kind of urgent care for them with some of our local lawyers here. So those are a couple of the different initiatives that we're looking. We're not looking to change things overnight. We're not looking to go and tell the VA they need to do business better, because that's coming from all different quarters. That's not our job. Our job is to
That's
look
on the radar.
That's on the radar for a lot of people's radar. Our job is simply to look out at the area and as community volunteers come forward and hopefully do small steps that ultimately make the veterans' lives, those who have borne the battle, better for them.
And I love the name, Veterans First. I mean, we all need to be thinking that way. And we've all seen, we do all these other things in the community, but the veterans, those men and women have stepped up for us, and we need to be there. And there's no excuse not to be. So I'm glad that you're doing this. Let's spend a half-hour program in the future and have some people on and really talk about the program, because this is an important one.
I appreciate it. We meet every couple of months. Thank you to the volunteers who stepped up to do that. They care about veterans, and we are putting veterans first. Thank you, Kent. You do as well.
I love the volunteers that people step up, and we're a great volunteer community here. So thank you, Brian, for what you do. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week right here live on Spokane Talks Live.
Spokane Talks Live is produced in Spokane, Washington by Spokane Talks Online, LLC, which is solely responsible for its content. To recommend a guest or topic, or to see this program again, please visit our website, SpokaneTalksOnline.com. Spokane Talks Live is brought to you by our friends at Homes for You and Breakthrough Incorporated. Join us next Wednesday, noon, for another nourishing conversation on Spokane Talks Live.